Hi guys, I'm Ingi, and today I really want to talk to you about Ace of Swords. I have finished drawing Ace of Swords and I'm going to show you soon. I'm a deck creator as well, and I use the symbolism of a dragon. To me, Ace of Swords is about truth, and the truth sometimes needs a lot of courage for it to reach the places and the people where it can have its most optimum effect. If not, sometimes the truth gets buried, and uh, and when Ace of Swords is reversed, it can be a complete disaster. It can mean uh, bad politics, corruption, injustice happening, malpractice, and things that are due to attitudes uh, and maybe a lot of fear as well, just allowed to remain and fester, and a lot of people could potentially get hurt in this energy. Ace of Swords reverse as an example I can give you is something that actually happened in Queensland where I live, where there was a huge case. This was happening when I arrived in Australia in 2005. This was a big case on the news of malpractice in one of the hospitals, and it was actually the whistleblower, the nurse, who got the witch hunt, and I think she struggled for 7 long years until she got vindicated and she managed to get some justice. And there was a lot of deaths, and a lot of lives ruined as part of a surgeon who wasn't even, I don't think he was the surgeon, he had faked his CV, they didn't check his references. He was able to operate on people, and even though he had disastrous results, to say it mildly, was able to carry on and on and on. So justice, it's about when people are doing the right thing, people are qualified, people are following their correct code of conduct, and also even that can be interpreted. So when it's Ace of Swords upright, it's like people doing the best to, that is also common sense and makes sense, because a lot of times some rules are so rigid that they actually end up becoming counterproductive as well. So then it ends up being Ace of Swords reversed again. So Ace of Swords upright is when the best outcome can take place. And sometimes you need a lot of courage to be able to follow through with that. It is unfortunately a lot of obstacles to Ace of Swords. So that's why I drew Ace of Swords as a dragon. So he's my dragon of swords, basically. And there's a lot of lessons attached to this card as well. When it comes to propaganda, if Ace of Swords is reversed and it's relating to propaganda, it becomes, lies being told to achieve a certain outcome for political gain. And then Ace of Swords upright is when you can see through lies, or when you're being told the truth. And also Ace of Swords sometimes reverse means when we're unable to see or deal with our own deception, and when we might believe a lie, or maybe we're lying to ourselves and we're unable to even admit that to ourselves, and we just want to, maybe we're afraid of the truth even. So Ace of Swords, depending on the context of your question, that's how you have to interpret it. And if you don't like reading with reversals, you can also look at the other cards surrounding and see if it's positive or negative. If it's if you feel like it's surrounded by negative cards, or you get a bad feeling looking at it, then you just think of it, what it means when it's reversed. Maybe there's deception, and maybe people are aiming a bit low with their actions as well, or maybe there's just inaction where there really should be action taking place. So Ace of Swords, so like all the aces, it speaks of potential as well. So it speaks of the potential of your mind. Your mind has an enormous amount of potential, especially in manifesting. When it's reversed, it could be that you're not living up to your potential when it comes to what your mind is able to do. That you're able to push yourself, or maybe even do some kind of practice to push yourself, but it's often to do with what you believe is possible. So maybe you have resigned to that something is impossible, so you're just giving up on it, but it's actually very possible, because with all the reverse card, you know, if you put your mind to it, especially I think with Ace of Swords, you can turn this around, because it is really the power of the mind. So that is Ace of Swords, guys, and here is my Ace of Swords dragon.